Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Baxter Student Ambassador Program webinar. Presenting for us this time is Elaine Nguon, one of our finalists from George Brown College. Now, before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone that if you have any questions during this presentation, just type them into the Q&A box or the chat box, which are found on your Zoom toolbar, and those questions will be answered after the presentation has wrapped up. Hi, Elaine. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Dan. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, excellent. We are happy to have you. So, Elaine, since you're already sharing your screen with us, you can get started whenever you're ready.
Sounds great. Hi, judges. I hope you're having a good afternoon so far. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about Flight Center Travel Group. And in our itinerary, we're going to be looking at the overview, the history of Flight Center Travel Group, their global locations, their brand, Flight Center Canada, consumer benefits, independent by Flight Center, agent benefits, some global sustainable responsibility, and their future. Because the vision for Flight Center Travel Group is to become the world's most exciting and profitable travel retailer, personally delivering amazing experiences to our people, our customers, and our partner. They plan on doing this with some key philosophies, starting with their people. The reason being is because their company is built on their employee, which is why they care for the well-being of their colleagues, in addition to their personal and professional development and their financial security. When looking at their customers, they acknowledge that their customers will always have a choice, but they believe that by delivering genuine travel experiences and by providing services with honesty, integrity, and a great attitude is essential to the company's success and ensures customers come back. When we look at the brightness of their future, they believe in promotion and transfers from within because they will always be their first choice, as they believe their employees have a clear pathway of achieving their career goals. When taking responsibility, they don't externalize and they take accountability for all of their success and failures. They accept that they don't own they have total ownership and responsibility, but not always control. So they acknowledge and celebrate the success of individuals and collective success. When it comes to egalitarianism and unity, they believe that everyone has equal privileges and rights. In all their countries that they operate in, they do not tolerate a them and us, which leads us to their business models. Because number one, ownership is key. It's essential for their business leaders to see their business they run as their own. When it comes to their incentives, what gets done gets rewarded. Incentives are based on measurable and reliable outcome based on their key performance indicators. When they believe that when reward is provided for needed income, employees will strive for success. When it comes to standards of system, they believe that there's one best way because they value common sense over conventional wisdom. Number four, they believe that their business model is one of the world's best and biggest small business operators. This is because they only have a maximum of 4 to 5 layers, which is why they call it family, village, and tribe. They also have a book about this as well, which is really fascinating if you get a chance to read it. And lastly, their profit, because profit is a key indicator if they're providing customers with the best in-class service with care, because customers are always willing to come back and pay for a genuine experience. The reason why is because their purpose is to open up for the world to see. Now I'm going to take you on a little overview of Flight Center Travel Group. Flight Center Travel Group is the world's largest travel group. It's Australia's largest retail travel agency with over 20,000 employees and over 30 brands. Flight FCM Travel Solution expands to over 90 countries, and their company-owned operations is in 23 countries with a total of 2,800 businesses. The company has been judged Australia's best employer. Which brings us to the evolution of the Flight Center. So the evolution of the Flight Center started in the 1970s when Graham Screw Turner and his friend Geoff Spy Lomas created the top deck from scratch by purchasing a double-decker that they named Argus. They were actually on a tour and they thought they could do it better than anyone else, which is what caused them to start this venture. From 1973 to 75, Argus Precise Travel came about. From 1975 to 87, they changed the name to Top Deck Travel. From 88 to 94, they changed it again to Flight Center International. And in 1994 to 95, they changed it to Flight Center. In 95, they also expanded to Canada and the UK. But in December 1995, Flight Center was listed on Australian Security Exchange. They currently have a market capitalization of 5 billion Aussie dollars, making it ASP S&P 100 company. In 1999, they also expanded to the US. And a fun fact is that when they expanded to the US, the spelling of center changed, because as you may notice, a lot of the Flight Center is spelled with an RE. but the flight centers in the States, they're spelled with the ER. This is just to customize their solutions to cater to the south border. In 2008, the Flight Center Foundation was launched, and presently they shape the global travel industry that's worth over $20 billion, which leads us to their worldwide location because they're headquartered in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. The company's corporate travel sales network now extends throughout four major regions, which includes Australia and New Zealand, the United States and Mexico, and the EMEA, including Asia, with Greater China, India, Singapore, and Malaysia. With that being said, Flight Center Travel Group has major efforts in partnering up with worldwide brands to ensure customers are getting the best deals, which leads us to their leisure brands. Their leisure brands offer a wide range of leisure brands to cater to a niche sector within the travel market. The Travel Center and Escape Travel brands are aimed towards the mass market, while Student Flights and My Adventure stores are at the younger market. Travel Associates at the premium market, and Cruiseabout at the cruise market. They also have corporate brands that include six major brands that service the needs of organizations of all sizes across borders. Its global corporate network is made out of company-owned offices and strategic license agreements with leading local agencies and extends to over 90 countries worldwide. Their corporate travel is a crucial part of their travel market, and Flight Center Travel Group's highly successful corporate travel brands account for an ever-growing proportion of the company's overall income and profit. This leads us to their wholesale brand. Their wholesale brand, the Infinity Group, is Flight Center Travel Group's flagship wholesale brand. It is the company's largest supplier of holiday packages and has been recognized as the best travel wholesaler in Australia. Explore Holidays serves its European market, and GoGo Worldwide Travel is Flight Center Travel Group's largest global supplier of brand products. It's a leading wholesaler of products from the leisure market. Lastly, it goes to their other businesses, such as foreign currency exchange, travel institutes, recruitment marketing, bike retailing, employee benefit businesses, HealthWise, and MoneyWise. This leads us to Flight Centre Canada. So Flight Centre Canada is named one of Canada's top 10 most admired corporate culture in 2019. The Flight Centre is headquartered open in Vancouver and Toronto in 1995. They have over 200 locations as Canada's largest brick and mortar travel retailer. They operate over 160 teams across Alberta, British Columbia, Nova Scotia, Ontario, Newfoundland, and Saskatchewan. They have a strong presence in Quebec with their recent acquisition of their travel company, Le Voyage Le de Valent in Quebec. They are also the top 50 companies to work for Canada for the 14th consecutive years, from 2002 to 2005. These are just some of Flight's presence in Canada. They include Flight Centre, Corporate Traveler, Flight Centre Business Travel, SEM Travel Solutions, Stage and Screen Travel, Events, Flight Centre Holidays, and Flight Centre Independent, which I will be touching base on when it comes to Flight Centre Canada Holidays. So Flight Centre Canada Holiday has wholesale presence for numerous of destinations. They're planning essentials that include worldwide hotels, resorts, chaperone day tours, and other local activities. They customize holiday preferences and create exclusive packages with customers' favorite airline, travel dates, accommodation, and local experiences. The affordable flexibility is noticeable in their popular lines such as Eurobreak. When booking with Flight Centre, there are numerous benefits, such as there's no booking fee, they have the best flight promises because there's a large selection of partners, which they can ensure to find the best airfare deals. They have price drop guarantee, so if your airfare falls below the price paid prior to the scheduled day of departure, Flight Centre future travel vouchers will be issued electronically and delivered within 10 days of the price drop guarantee being made. They have personal experts dedicated to travel experts that look after them for their trip to start. They have 24/7 customer care. They have agents that can help with travel documents such as visa and passports. There's no Flight Centre fee for cancellation of booking. And if you're booking with flights within Canada, you have 24-hour cancellation for a full refund. This applies to purchases made with Air Canada, WestJet, and Porter Airlines. If you love these perks and you want to work, maybe you should consider working at Independent by Flight Centre, because Independent by Flight Centre is created for lovers without compromise. They're agents that can travel while working and considered the outside agents of Flight Centre. They have a strong marketing game and they're able to showcase products, specials, and deals in front of others. There are numerous of benefits as starting with independent, and some of them include getting paid immediately. There's no waiting. You also get an International Air Transport Association card. There's always incentives and special bonuses. Your return on investment increases when you join their marketing program, and you also have worldwide support from headquarters and agents in all locations. There's something for everyone. When I say there's something for everyone, this also starts with new agents because you could be a new agent, eager and wanting to look and learn, but looking for a place to start with, which is why you have a trusted brand to help guide your fundamental industry learning and have a support behind the scenes to run your administration side for your business while you focus on getting those customers. If you're independent working from home or you already have a team in place, Flight Center Independent can act as a host that pays well in a timely manner and takes on as much administration tasks that is required to help you run your business. They help you talk through your future plans, where you want to go and where you want to take them. If you're an agency and you don't have anything serviced by Flight Center Canada, then you can provide better, then independent can provide better commission and contracts that you're not able to secure on your own. They provide security partnering with global brands, and they can take off your BSP reconciliation and help ease administration that comes with the running an agency. They have ability to co-brand with a strong, recognizable consumer brand. And lastly, if none of these are for you, maybe we can just be partners and work together and be mutually beneficial. Whether you're a consumer of an agent, you have access to the best means of independence. Flight Center Internal Ticket Center holds agreement with every major carrier in the world. Flight Center Global Products is a global powerhouse in buying power and securing the best contracts and commissions for Flight Center Independence. Being agent, there are three most common questions, such as how do we get paid? Well, it's based on your commission. How do I get paid? Well, the more you sell, the more you earn. So it's also a commission as well. And how easy to switch? It's one-on-one. It's very simple, and you have training program at your own pace. If you're not an agent at independent, you can also get benefits such as dedicated newsletters where you can write to the agent about your questions, and you can access Flight Center's preferred partners with each best deal. As one of the world's largest travel groups, they can play a big role in affecting a positive change from where we work and where we live, which leads us to the social responsibility of Flight Center Travel Group, as their goal is to support tourism activities that promote environmental awareness, conserve and protect the environment, and respect the wild. With that being said, they have developed this SDG blueprint to address 12 out of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals set out by the United Nations. They also have a program called the Future Program. This consists of 4 pillars that they're promoting throughout their organization, which starts with Worldwide, which is responsible travel caterer. They deliver responsible travel through education. One of their achievements from 2018 to 2019 was that the delivery of the responsible travel education campaign to their workforce and consumers across the platform. Flight Center Travel Group People is a diverse, positive diversity practice of egalitarianism, and this is incorporated in all their programs as they continue to strengthen their diversity across Flight Center Travel Group. The third one is Flight Center Foundation, and this is empowered through giving. The Flight Center Foundation has generated almost 20 million Aussie dollars globally to date to support local charities across the regions where they operate. In environmental sustainability, they deliver practices in the environment protection. Lastly, they're also contributing members of the United Nations Global Compact. The UNGC is an initiative created to encourage businesses worldwide to adopt sustainable and social responsibility policies and practices. Some sustainable practices that they are partaking in include offsetting duty travel emissions. They're also offsetting all the CO2 produced from their source, electricity, and gas usage, plus travel events and conferences in the United Kingdom. They've also invested in wind farms in India to increase their renewable energy and provided employment opportunities for the communities in India. They are searching for new carbon management options available for their other worldwide locations. Brochures, they plan on reducing the numbers of being printed. They've so far reduced 70% in the United States and 30% in Australia as of 2019. They encourage employees and customers to access their e-brochures in store or at home on their devices as part of the sales process. They ensure their printing is PECF certified and all leftover stock is sent to the recycling plant. Lastly, the last practice that they're working on is using via app through functionality. They did this by creating SAM and offer quotes itineraries via email whenever possible. After use, the printing of hard copies and it's an environmentally friendly alternative. Chips provide customers with the access to their quotes, future reducing printed copies of customers receive when they leave the store. Lastly, this leads us to the Sustainable Development Goals. So the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is endorsed by all United Nations members in the States of 2015. It's a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and a place on a planet in addition to the future. There are 17 sustainable goals, as I mentioned to you, and Flight Center Travel Group has decided to take up 12 of them that are mentioned. So as you see on the PowerPoint, they're not lined up numerically because they correspond to the numbers on the left. They acknowledge that the ending poverty and other privations must go hand in hand with strategies and improve health, education, reduce inequality, and spur economic growth while managing climate change and working to preserve the ocean and the forest. So where does that take us when it comes to looking at Flight Center Travel Group? Well, they have made some significant highlights, such as diverting 5.6 tons of recyclable organic waste. They saved 1,556 trees at 34,372 kilowatt of energy. They prevented 1,750 kilograms of e-waste going to landfill. They saved 41,000 single use of coffee cups. They saved over 3,000 single-use plastic water bottles, and they're also a panelist at the Travel SDG Sustainability Summit. So, some of their future sustainable goals would be including to achieve 10% reduction in their energy consumption in the Australian offices. They plan on promoting waste-free Wednesdays throughout the whole world. They plan on moving towards single-use coffee cups from all Australian head offices, and they plan to educate and consume on reducing environmental footprint. Which leads us to the future of Flight Center. So success of leisure model is measured through growth in customer consumers, growth in total travel value, and the growth in the market share. They plan on doing this by increasing distribution in a low-cost model to deliver a global net margin across all leisure models. By 2035, they plan on becoming the world's largest and most successful corporate travel company with operations in more than 50 countries and 80,000 employees across the globe. They also plan to deliver results across a range of sectors from their travel, bike, fitness, education, to the foreign exchange of finance. So world, watch out because we're done. Thank you, Flight Center and Baxter Media.
Thank you so much, Elaine. So I see that a couple of questions have been submitted to the Q&A box, so I can read those out for you, Elaine.
Okay.
Heather asks, is there a specific Flight Center philosophy that speaks to you personally?
Specific philosophy in terms of their business model or just philosophy in general?
Just a Flight Center philosophy in general that speaks to you.
I really, really enjoy their people and how much they believe in their people, because when I was doing the research, their family is their corporation is really built on family, right? So I really appreciate the way that they treat their employees and that they always promote within. Because when I read the book of the evolution as well, a lot of it dealt with them working together and how they all came together. So people was a really big thing for philosophy for me.
Great, thank you. Heather asks, after learning more about Flight Center, can you see the value in booking your travel with a travel agent?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. It's just the access that you have and the chances that you're able to go in and talk to somebody. Absolutely. And I didn't know all these things about Flight Center before. So when I actually had to do this, I went into a Flight Center and I got a chance to sit with an agent and they were phenomenal. So I would definitely consider them when I book my next vacation.
Good answer, thank you. Heather asks, why did you choose to study travel and tourism? What would your dream job in the industry be?
Why did I choose? Well, because when I was younger, I started out as a groomer at the airport, and I actually fell in love with the whole atmosphere of seeing people connect with one another and it really inspired me to want to learn more. So what I did was I became a flight checker, and then I became an operations supervisor with airline catering, and I just fell in love with the whole idea of how tourism works. And it's also how I met my husband as well. So I just wanted to continue working in the industry.
Great, thank you. Joanne says, well done. Wow, Elaine. Can you tell us a little bit more about how Flight Center's training initiatives support travel agents?
Well, their training initiatives help travel agents because although I've only mentioned a couple of the perks of joining an agent, they also offer new agents access to iUniversity, which they're able to train them as well. Give me a second. I have a note here that I wrote. Let's see. There's also like incentives for joining. They help pay for like $200 towards their airfare, hotel when they're joining the conferences. They have industry rates and familiarization with trips and tours. And they also own their own website when completing a booking engine.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. And this is related to the previous question that was asked by Heather from Flight Center. She says, amazing to hear that you spoke with a Flight Center agent. Which office did you visit?
I went to the Bramley City Center location.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Joanne says, bravo, well done. Comprehensive answer.
Thank you.
Susan Lawson says, great job, Elaine. There are many host agencies for independent advisors. What is the #1 reason you would choose to join Flight Center?
Sorry, can you repeat that question for me?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Susan says, there are many host agencies for independent advisors. What is the #1 reason you would choose to join Flight Center?
Like Flight Center in general or Flight Center independent?
Flight Center in general.
In general. What would inspire me? I think just the fact of getting some industry knowledge and being able to work with people that so passionate about the industry. I think that would just probably throw me off the edge, and I probably want to jump on board because I feel like they have really extensive knowledge based on what I'm reading. Because sounds like everyone has gone through really, really extensive training. Because when I went into the Bramley City Center location as well, I interviewed the agent, and the agent told me about the training and the programs they were using, such as Sabre. And she told me that talked a lot about the philosophy, and there's a 2-week ongoing training that he was provided. So I'm very confident that they know what they're doing, and that is why I would consider working with them.
That's great. Thank you. Okay, I do believe that's it for the submitted questions, but I'd like to thank everyone that tuned into the webinar today. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day. And Elaine, thank you so much for presenting for us.
Yes, thank you so much, judges. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.
Oh, absolutely. And on behalf of everyone here at Baxter Media, I'd like to thank you, Elaine, for participating in the 2020 Baxter Student Ambassador Program. We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Take care.